She's getting away with it, man. She's like, oh, you were in the air. I'm a super desk. I'm a super desk.
Managed to keep himself safe.
Oh, Shugek not ready for that. Ow.
Oh boy, we've seen these mix-ups from Gotenks. This is not looking pretty here.
Yeah, and these slow combos take a lot of wind out of yourselves. And barely blocked it.
Yeah, I can't believe he did, honestly. And gets hit by the overhead once again. He's not even going to get the chance to sparking.
4 bars. Oh, 5 bars. Yep, that's a wrap,
Oh
sir.
my god.
And Yohosie answering back emphatically.
Oh my god. Wasted.
Hey guys, Bonfree here. We are NCR, and I'm here with Yohosie. How the hell are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, surviving?
Yeah, my brain's a little bit scrambled, but I'm doing all right.
It's all right, me too.
So, first question, always first question. Yohosie, where does that name come from?
So, my real name is Don Hosey, and I say yo a lot. I'm from Buffalo, New York originally, and people say yo there. So I was talking with Tampa Bison, actually. He was really awesome in Street Fighter 4. He's struggling a bit in 5, but he's still a great person. And I was like, should I just name myself Yo because it's short? And he's like, no, that's whack. Call it Yohosie. And I'm like, okay, done. Instantly done. That name just stuck. It just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
So that was like my second local I went to. I chose that name, and I've stuck with it ever since. People mispronounce it on stream today. I think I was called Yoshi and Yohosie and some stuff by Sajam and Tasty Steve, but I think they figured it out near the end. So
Sajam watches a release, so he'll figure he'll figure it out.
Sajam, I'm calling you out. It's Yohosie. It's all right.
He'll get it.
Yeah.
He's a professional. All right, fighting games. Give me a quick rundown. What was the first fighting game you ever played, and when did you start taking fighting games seriously?
So my first fighting game I ever played was BlazBlue Continuum Shifts.
Oh yeah.
I started it back in 2011, and I thought it looked cool. I don't like anime in general, but I like how it looks. And BlazBlue struck me with how beautiful the sprite work was. So I picked it up and I played, and that was absolute garbage. To put it in Street Fighter perspective, there was one match where a player just started throwing fireballs that did like a third the damage of the normal fireball. And I didn't have in my muscle memory how to block. And I got hit by every single one and died over the course of like a full 99-second round. So when I started out, I was total garbage like everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I started taking it seriously when Persona 4 Arena came out. That was my game that I really took, and I started placing top 8s in. I never really excelled until Dragon Ball came out, where I'm starting to be recognized as a top-level player, or at least a very high-level player.
But where was the transition from, I guess, playing at home to being in a community?
So I lived in Buffalo, New York, and I moved to Tampa, Florida. And when I moved to Tampa, Florida, I was bored. And I was like, hey, I will check the SRK forums, see where the locals are. They directed me to a Facebook group. And I went to a local, and the first local I went to was Diablo 3 release week, so no one was there. And I was like, oh man, this sucks. But I came back next week and it was great. They gave me free beer, free food. Like, they're like, hey, come on, we're really friendly. Tampa FGC, if anyone's watching, they're the coolest FGC ever. If you're in Tampa, you need to go to that FGC.
All right, well, if I'm out there, I'll check it out. All right, so let's talk about your team, because you have a unique team, I guess. I always think of it as a unique team anyway.
Yeah, it is.
I think people know you as it. So tell us who your team is, and why you play those characters.
Yeah, so I play Android 16, Point, Gotenks 2nd, and Vegeta 3rd. I have a tradition of playing grapplers. So in Persona 4 Arena, I played Kanji. And when I picked up 16 in the beta, he was absolutely ridiculous. And they nerfed him for live. And I was like, I can't deal with this nerf. So I started playing Cell. I found out 16 is very, very, very good. And so I switched back to him, and I've been in love ever since. Gotenks is by far my child, though. I love Gotenks. He's my sweet garbage boy, as I call him. Garbage boys, because he's 2. And I think that character... I know I watched your interview with Goichi, and he said that Gotenks is the most slept on character in the game. And I've been saying that forever. And now Kazunoko and Sonic Fox are picking him up. So I think people are realizing that this character is cheap. And in Marvel, I played MODOK, and he feels a lot like MODOK to me. And that, except less technical and better. He just has all the mix up. And then Vegeta's there for Vegeta assist.
I saw that you're back and forth with Sonic. I mean, you've probably had a few, but I saw one on Twitter where he had done the tier list, and you were like, dude, like Gotenks should be higher,
yeah.
and it was like I was reading it as this back and forth between the two of you, where you were like, "This is the reason why he should be," and Sonic was like,
No.
"Yeah, but he has trouble getting in," or something like that.
I think he realized the power of 2-1-4-H, which is Beyblade, the spin move. It's really broken, and now he's playing him. Right? He's at least trying him out and seeing how he works. Yeah, he's playing Gotenks. He's talking tech with me. So I don't know if he's gonna stick with him, but obviously he sees the potential in that character, and also that character has a really good advantage in that he really hurts adult Gohan. Gotenks deals with adult Gohan very well.
Right, because he's small, right?
He's small and he has the same tools. 2-1-4-H is, in my opinion, better than EX Legs, which is what everyone says breaks adult Gohan.
Okay.
EX Legs is ridiculous, and Beyblade is way better. It's way better.
Okay, so that, I mean, this kind of answers one question that I always ask, which is which character is being slept on. So
and it's Gotenks.
It's Gotenks.
It's Gotenks. I can't think of another character that's being slept on. I think people are starting to figure out the game. There are some characters that I think might have strengths that will grow as the game grows. Specifically, Majin Buu, I think, is pretty good. I think Majin Buu is because he has the restand. And it's restand in a way that Gotenks doesn't have. So Gotenks has the ability to restand, but Majin Buu can 50-50 off restand in a way that Gotenks can't. So he has real mix-up off it, which is really important. And I think when people figure him out, they'll realize that he's actually very good. He's tall, so he has problems. And I don't think he's like top 5, but I think he's probably top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the game more generally. As it is right now, well, actually, let's go back. When it was first announced, right?
Yeah.
Because it just came out of nowhere, right?
Right.
And some people were just like, "Holy, this is the best thing that ever happened," and other people were like, "It looks really simple, and I'm not sure." Like, what? And then we found out the Arxis were involved. Like, what were your feelings when it was first announced?
My feelings is that it looked simple, but it's never simple with Arxis.
Yeah.
Arxis made Persona 4 Arena. And that had an auto combo and 1-button DPs. And by the end of that game, people were doing 1-frame link, micro dash, combos, like crazy confirms, that game became really complicated very quickly. And so when I saw Dragon Ball, I'm like, people are saying that this game has no depth are absolutely crazy. This game has insane depth, and people just aren't seeing it. And I knew because I play Arxis games. And they make, Blaze Blue Persona, blah, blah, blah. And they never make a simple game. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle might be the first game that they release that might be simple, but I don't think it will be. It's Arxis.
All right. Well, we'll talk about upcoming games in a little bit. Regarding the game where it stands at the moment, what are your favorite things about the game, and what are some things that you feel like I would like to see this tweaked or improved?
My favorite thing about the game is I really like how engaging neutral is.
Okay.
And I love Reflect. I think Reflect is the smartest defensive option in any fighting game, in terms of how it balances things and the risk reward on it. Because sometimes you reflect and it doesn't matter. Sometimes you reflect and it's a way out. And you usually have conscious choices on offense that bait reflect or get hit by reflect and allow you to stay in. And I think that's really, really smart. It also keeps the game honest, because Arxis games have a tendency to be really offense heavy. And when you knock someone down, they die. And that's still in the game. Specifically, Cell and Adult Gohan have the problem where they don't really care about reflect. But that is by far my favorite part. I think where they can improve, it's weird. People say everyone wants a push block, right? Everyone wants a push block. I don't agree. I don't think the game should have push blocks. I think it could use some sort of dead angle attack, which is or cross assault, basically. So when you're blocking, you hit them back. That way it's something that can be baited, is kind of slow, and gets them off of you, and it solves kind of the adult Gohan problem where they keep you in block stun for a long time. I think the game could use one more defensive option that's bad, but handles things in a different way. Other than that, people complain about Super Dash. They complain about Vanish. I actually have no problems with either of those. I think the mechanics on Super Dash could be a little cleaner. Or some crosser protection on it for when it does the weird things. When it does like a Tony Hawk 920 and just like hits you, that's dumb. But if that had crosser protection, that would be nice. And reversal vanish is maybe a little strong, but in general, I really like where the game sits, and we're not even close to the end game of development.
No.
Even ignoring DLC, this tier list will change completely. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It always does. Usually.
Always.
Yeah. So let's talk about some topics, that are top of mind. One question that I asked Goigi was about Shenron. Have you had a Shenron moment?
Yes, I did. Does online count?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was streaming and I hit them with Gotenks auto combo and I had no health. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pick health. So I did auto combo into Sparking Blast. And if you don't know, you can auto combo into Shenron, get your Sparking Blast back, and then Sparking Blast after the auto combo ends. So it's a true combo, and then you just blow them up. It does like 6k damage, which was enough to kill. Other than that, I haven't really had many Shenron moments. I've had opportunities, but I've never noticed them. Which actually, I do want to mention. I forgot that is a problem with the game that I have. It doesn't show you how many Dragon Balls you have at all times. That would be a very nice UI improvement.
Oh, to stay on screen.
To stay on screen. You only see them when you get one.
Yeah.
So in the middle of a match, you can't check mid-combo how many Dragon Balls you have. When it shows is when you're on defense or offense when you have to focus on the game. So to me, that's actually a big UI problem that I hope they fix.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because that would definitely play on people's minds. Like the minute the 7 appears, that would be like a big deal.
Right, or like I would normally use an assist here, but I'll get the last Dragon Ball and I have 6 meter. Like that would be like a very conscious decision that would be easily solved just by having it in the UI. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Because right now, no player thinks about Shenron, ever.
I mean, I know Nakiel said when the 5th ball hits, he makes a mental note.
I'm not as good as Nakiel. Let's put it that way. Nakiel's a lot better than me, so...
Okay. All right, well, it's interesting anyway. It's an interesting mechanic, and it's going to be... I just feel like it's going to pop up in like the grand finals of Evo, like last match.
Yeah. It's going to show up somewhere super hype, and it's going to get 1 million Twitch clips, and it's going to be hype when it happens. And if Nakiel's making a mental note, Nakiel's going to do it. Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about sparking a little bit. It's only been a few months, maybe weeks, since sort of like I'd say the meta. That's an overused word, but like the way that people think about sparking has been changing a lot. Day by day. Do you have a set of rules about sparking? That you or do you just sort of flow with it? Originally it was just everyone used it at the end. Now everyone's using it to save their characters.
Yeah, I think so. This actually cost me in my winners finals match against Moke. Is when I was dying against Cell, who can fuzzy Android 16 and kill him. I didn't sparking on defense. I think using sparking to save a character is more valuable than the sparking you get from having your last character in sparking, especially if you play Vegeta. If you play Vegeta, you don't want a sparking last character. There are some teams that do. Mike Muscles, for example, he plays on Anchor, TN, or 21, depending on how the game flows. Those characters can use endgame sparking very well. It really depends on if your team is front-loaded or back-loaded. If it's front-loaded, you probably should use it on defense. If it's back-loaded, think about using it on your second character to kill. I think not spending your sparking to kill is almost always a mistake. Almost always. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, that totally makes sense, and that's something I've seen people doing more and more.
There's also the new unblockable that I discovered.
Is this the Broly one? Or?
No. This is sparking one.
Okay.
So you can't moves that allow you to change your direction, like Gotenks, the Gotenks Fist, the Gotenks Beyblade, and the Gohan EX Legs. They keep them in Reflect for a very long time if they reflect it, but you can't reflect Sparking Blast. So you get into Reflect, you have about a second to hit confirm, you call Vegeta and you sparking, and they can't do anything about it. So I think that's another really smart way that's just being developed, is how do you use sparking to blow up Reflect on activation.
Wow.
So if someone likes to reflect on defense, you can jump light, sparking behind Vegeta assist. If they reflect, they'll die. If on block, you are sparking behind Vegeta assist, so it's not the worst, and on hit, you'll combo.
Wow.
So I think that there's additional offensive options that people aren't realizing, and I think it's not the end game of sparking. I think the end game is to save your character, but it's growing. The utilizations of it are definitely improving. Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. I never even thought of that. Obviously, well, no one thought of it.
I mean, I showed it, and then I saw Nakiel do it with Gohan EX Legs, and I'm like, oh, I created a monster. What did I do? I made adult Gohan better.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So actually, talking of adult Gohan and Android 16 in particular, those two characters, I asked this question if you saw the other interviews. Are those characters? Do you feel like those characters are too strong, or do you feel like now people are like figuring out how to deal with them? What are your thoughts on those two?
I think Android 16 is not too strong.
Okay.
I think adult Gohan is too strong, and I think Cell is too strong.
Tell me why.
So Cell has no issues with reflect.
Okay.
And that means that his pressure is absolutely unbelievable. If you reflect Android 16, there are things you can do, and he has to hard call it. Cell has options that just beat reflect because he's right back in there. And Adult Gohan just has too much pressure with the X legs being a true block string. I think that the ability that he has hard knockdown, which is very bizarre because the only other character that has it is 16. That's really cheap. And his mix-up is cheap, and his pressure is incredible, and his damage is incredible. He feels like a concept that he grew with levels, and they rolled it back. And when they rolled it back, and this is totally presumptuous, when they rolled it back, they didn't realize that sometimes level 0 Adult Gohan is better than level 1, which is wrong, you know? And then he has 5 or 6 levels of nothing, and then he becomes broken again, but no one ever gets there. I feel like if they took his mechanics and split him up across the levels, he would be more fair without changing anything else about the character.
Right.
Yeah, like, oh, he can only do the teleport overhead on level 1. Level 2 is he can change his momentum during EX legs. Level 3 is he can, I don't know, DP vanish, something like that's not what I would actually say, but something like that.
Yeah.
Just split up his mechanics across the levels and make that character an investment rather than just an incredibly good character that has the ability to level up and be even more incredible. Yeah. Android 16 I think is very strong, but I don't think he's broken. I don't think he's in the upper echelon of Adult Gohan and Cell.
Do you think it's odd that he is like sort of like the one character who has like that sort of true vortex without spending he doesn't really have to spend much bar to do it, right?
No, he can make it meter positive. I think Adult Gohan's hard knockdown vortex is stronger.
Okay.
I think it's just generally stronger. Don't get me wrong, 16 will hit you and you will die, but his neutral is not as insane. His neutral and pressure is not as insane as Adult Gohan. He has to make hard reads, and that's a reality of the situation.
Yeah.
So if you have to make hard reads, then you can get out.
Okay.
Adult Gohan makes hard reads, but they're like soft reads. Like, it's like, okay, well, you're still blocking forever, so
I know
enjoy
you
it.
block against
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You block him like, it's like, oh crap, now I'm blocking Adult Gohan.
Yeah.
You block out at 16 and you breathe a sigh of relief. You're like, okay, now I have a 50-50 shot to get out. Adult Gohan is like, oh no, I want to die. Like, I need a sparking right now.
It's very odd it's very odd that blocking it is a bad option.
Yes, it's a terrible option. You do not want to block Adult Gohan or Cell. Yeah, you really do not.
That's so scary. Like the idea that blocking is a bad option is that blows my mind.
That's the Arxis game plan. Like, blocking is very scary in Arxis games.
Yeah.
Very scary. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, talking of characters, who's the worst character in the game in your opinion?
Frieza.
Why?
He has no aerial conversion at all, and he doesn't do anything special, I think, is a problem. I think that he is very, very basic, and I flip-flop between him and Yamcha, because Yamcha gets blown up by an option select called 4S6, where it reflects both ways.
Okay.
So when you do that, he has no mix-up. So he's just a stubby character normal with EX Wolfang Fist, and that's not good enough. I think that the problem with those characters is they're just not good enough. Frieza does no chip. His zoning is like, okay, it's fine, but zoning is not the end game in an Arxis game. It's zoning with the intention to get in, and he can't really do that.
Yeah.
He just has problems.
It's bizarre for Frieza. I mean, lore-wise, it's bizarre for Frieza to be that weak. Makes sense for Yamcha, though.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a demon right now?
Beneath. Apology Man. Excuse me. Apology Man is my demon. No one in NorCal can beat him because his Piccolo just destroys everyone.
Okay.
It's really, really hard to beat him. I've beat him like, it's gone 2-3. It's gone like 1-2, but I've never beaten him in a set.
Yeah.
He is by far the player I'm most scared of in general.
Okay, what do you do when you have a demon?
So I think it's a mistake of players to try to beat the demon. I think that your goal should always be to get better as a player, and then eventually you'll beat the demon by chance. It's that gratifying feeling, but you shouldn't focus on beating X player. You should focus on getting better yourself, especially in the state the game is in. You're not no one here is playing players. It is who has the best X. So when I go against an opponent, I think, oh, it's not Goichi, it's the best Adult Gohan. Like, I think there's a critical difference. So I'm not facing Beneath, I'm facing the best Piccolo. How do I beat the best Piccolo? Well, by being the best A16 in Gotenks. I think that's a very important distinction to improve on self-growth. I think there's just something with people that they just love to, you know, like, oh, I gotta go 3-2. I gotta, you know, oh, next time I gotta go 4-2. Next time I gotta make it out of pools. If you're better, then you'll get farther. You know, it's very simple. It's just gonna happen. You just gotta improve yourself. You can't be bogged down with, I gotta beat that player. It just won't work. You won't get better.
And I think psychologically, that's a way healthier way of going about things.
It is. So I don't get that salty when I play. I did at Sencal standoff because I have anxiety, and I got bodied by anxiety. I I was sitting there like shaking, like but now I just don't get angry. Like, I think that's really important to have a healthy mindset when playing fighting games. You'll notice a lot of the top players don't get that angry.
Yeah.
A lot of top players actually are pretty calm.
That's why they're in the zone a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a reason why. It's because they, you know, they trust themselves, they trust their game plan, and they know that everything's a path to improvement. Not everything matters, you know? It's about the end game, not where you are now.
Yeah. So let's talk about the opposite of demons. Who is your favorite player to watch right now, and why?
Oh, it's the same player that's my demon. It's Apology Man.
Okay.
Watching Apology Man play is like watching, I don't know, what's fun to watch? But like what's satisfying to watch?
I mean,
I don't know. It's like it's like watching Apology Man play is like poetry. Like, he does the Piccolo things, right?
Yeah.
And then Piccolo things happen and he hits you and you're just like, man, that's so good. Like, Apology Man, you're so good. You jerk. Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch, and he's cheap. Okay. And I like cheap stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to learning the game, was there a moment when you were playing? I know you have it seemed that a lot of you guys who have like the Arxis background kind of already had a sense of like how this game was playing. But was there a moment where you sort of clicked and went, oh wait, this game is about X or Y? You know, was there? I'm sure you had a few moments like that.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Yeah. So there's one moment that stands out. I was playing. So I traditionally play grapplers. So opening people up without grapplers is kind of new to me. And I was playing 2GIG, who is probably the best defense in NorCal. And I was doing Gotenks honk honk, which is the beam cancel, and then air dashing in, pressing jump light, and doing crouch light. And most players get hit by it because it's 2 overheads by a low. He blocked everyone. Even when I did empty jump low, he blocked everyone. And I sat there and I thought, and I'm like, oh my God, he has the timing down in his head where he blocks it every time and it's not a real mix-up. And I realized that changed my entire dynamic on how I play. My defense is now a lot more hard calls. I think people are too concerned with keeping their block strings airtight. I think they have 3 options. Keep it semi-loose, where a few frame gaps to beat mashing. And then keep it really loose. We're talking like 20, 30 frames to beat reflect. And knowing how to have your block string set up to beat all 3 options and guess what your opponent's doing based on how they play and what they're doing and what they're thinking and their life and et cetera, is really important in this game. I think designing your block strings to beat those options is more critical than your combos, your Okazemi, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
That really reframed everything for me.
Okay. Training. So I know you stream a lot.
Yeah.
Is streaming part of your training schedule? Is there what do you do? How often do you do it? You know, what is your training schedule?
So I play online, probably about 8 to 10 hours a week. Not a whole lot, okay. But I go to locals, and at locals we do defensive and offensive training grounds, where it's like, hey, Decibro, try to block this. And we do it for 10 minutes. And he goes, no, that's not real. Or like, yeah, that's real. Let's keep on working on it. And if he says, no, that's not real, we talk and we're like, okay, well, what are some suggestions to improve this? And he's actually opened up through that a lot of new A16 mix-ups that make my offense a lot more terrifying, just by doing that. And then there's defensive training grounds where we just try to block. And doing both of those will up your game plan immediately because you're blocking a player, but you're also blocking a character. And you learn to look for certain things and what looks like other things. And when you know it's a 50-50, and when you do that, you don't get upset when you get hit because you know it's an actual real mix-up. Yeah.
How about, I always ask this question because I struggle like learning long-ass combos.
Yeah.
Like, is that something that you spend time with, or is it just very natural to you, or?
Learning combos in Arxis games is a skill. But luckily the mechanics transfer between them. I think learning long combos is overrated in this game. I think as long as you have the basic B&B that every character has, you can make it out in pools easily. I think that you don't need to be fancy. What's more important is your pressure and your Oki.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just, whenever I ask people about training, it's funny because the pro players are always like, oh, you know what, I watch a lot of videos and you know, I was just talking to Super Noon and he literally was like, I saw a combo in this match and then I went on to another match and I just did it myself because I knew I could do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate you.
No. I do that too. Like you just learn. You just learn, and sometimes you know the feel of the game so well that you can literally just go like, okay, got it, 100% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it just comes with experience.
It comes with experience and game feel.
Okay.
You eventually just learn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you were talking a little bit about anxiety hitting you. You know, I'm no stranger to anxiety, to be honest. How do you deal with pressure? You know, you more recently you've certainly got more into the spotlight. We're at bigger tournaments and that sort of stuff.
It's weird. I'm not used to it. So I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I take half a shot before I play.
Oh really?
I do, and so I don't drink that much.
Yeah.
But the half a shot is enough to relax me and also not impact my play at all.
Okay.
That weirdly is the best thing that I've ever done. That said, I also carry headphones with me.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling shaky, I will stop the match after losing, put in my headphones, listen to music, and that helps a lot.
Music.
Yeah, especially in pools because you can't hear the game anyways.
Yeah.
So if people are behind me and cheering and I know people are watching, that helps me just tune everything out.
Ah.
That's also why traditionally when I got top 8 in Persona, I play less nervous on stream, on the stage, than off stream, just because of the headphones.
And the music, you don't need the sound cues, or you just can't hear them anyway. Or
It's really important in Dragon Ball, but I will take not feeling anxious over the sound cues every time. Every time. I think that the biggest demon in pools is everyone's nervous.
Yeah.
And if you can reduce that, your gameplay improves 100%.
Okay.
Especially for us that aren't as tournament seasoned as people that have been playing for 10, even 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're up against somebody that Apology Man or Goigi or someone like that, do you have do you try to block out who you're playing or?
So I'm bad at blocking out who I'm playing.
Yeah.
But I am more afraid of mid-level players than high-level players.
Ah.
I think that high-level players will respect me more. And I also think that mid-level players is an upset, right? I don't want to be the upset. I don't want to be the upset. If I lose to Goichi, I'm fine. If I kill Goichi, great. Like, I'm actually not afraid of either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would enjoy playing them in a tournament.
You're more concerned when you actually are expected to win, as opposed to like when there's nothing to lose.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's talk about okay. So if you were to pick a team purely, do you watch anime? Oh no, you don't care about the anime.
I watch Dragon Ball.
You watch Dragon Ball, okay.
watch Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, I guess a lot of people don't really consider Dragon Ball like anime.
Right. It was on Toonami. Like, come on.
Yeah. So if you were to pick a team based purely on like these are my favorite characters, what would be your team?
Ooh.
Are you into villains? Are you into good guys? Like
Tien would be on it.
Tien
would be on it. Be Tien, Videl,
Oh, I love Videl.
and Vegeta. Those are my 3 favorite characters.
Yeah.
I also like I've been watching this old PS2 game called Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
I think it's called, and Chi-Chi's top tier in that game. And I'm like, man, I really like Chi-Chi. She might be on that team too.
Oh yeah.
Chi-Chi and Videl might be on. Maybe they tag team.
Well, she was different in Dragon Ball, in the original Dragon Ball. So she was.
Yeah.
She could fight.
She could fight. She could
Yeah.
fight hella good. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I really hope that the rumors about Videl being in season 2 would be with Saiyaman, great Saiyaman.
Yeah, I want a character who's terrible and has like the most ridiculous assist.
Actually, are you a Pigtails Videl or are you like a Mum Videl?
Neither. I like the in between. I like the short hair.
The short
hair Videl is pretty top tier.
I'm Pigtails, but
Okay,
whatever.
you're forgiven.
I think she's more like.
You're wrong, but you're forgiven.
I just think she's more like hardcore. Like that was when she was like when she first comes on the scene. She was like the hero who battles and.
Yeah, but like, lesbians like short hair. I'm sorry, lesbians like short hair. It's
all right. So
how it
that's
goes.
it's like a wifey thing.
Yeah, it's like a wifey thing.
Well, I mean, guys like pigtails, so
There you go, exactly.
All right, so let's talk about Broly and Bardock. Have you had a chance? Well, actually, I know you have because you found some crazy ass stuff with Broly. So let's talk about Broly and Bardock.
Okay.
Let me know your impressions of those characters.
Broly is broken.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the infinite people are finding ways out, but I don't believe any of them. They have the setup right or they're doing it wrong. And even if they're right, the ways that they're posting out are really hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think that loop is real. And I think that, again, some characters, there's nothing you can do, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
As a character himself, I like his concept where everything is a light starter, but he has super armor. I think if they remove they fix that, a command grab shouldn't have, 15 active frames, super armor, and anti-air. That shouldn't happen. If they remove that, I actually don't think he's that good. Bardock, though, Bardock is cheap. Bardock is super cheap. He has a level 1 reversal that you can cancel into a safety HC. So for 2 meter, you have a guaranteed way out unless they bait it insanely hard.
Wow.
That is really strong. And as a character himself, he seems good. He doesn't seem ridiculous, but he seems good. But I think level 1 DHC into another character is the most real way out I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know how you beat that.
I want to play grandfather, father, son.
Oh, which version? Teen or adult?
I mean, I'm kind of joking, but if it was emotionally, I wish Teen was stronger.
Yeah, Teen's really good.
Yeah.
Teen is underrated. Teen Gohan is very underrated. Yeah, Teen Gohan is actually kind of crazy. I thought he was bad, and he's really good.
Cause, I'm gonna ask you actually, but my favorite saga is Cell Saga, but and that's why I love love Teen. Everyone loves Teen. Do you have a favorite saga or moment in Dragon Ball?
I like the Cell Saga too.
Yeah.
I have a least favorite, and that's Majin Buu. I will say that.
Yeah.
But it's for me, it's really which one was on Cartoon Network the most, and it was Cell Saga, and that had some really good fights.
Yeah.
It had some really good fights.
He's a great character as well.
Yeah, Gohan's cool.
Gohan is cool, and Cell himself, I think, is Perfect Cell is just hilarious.
I think he's a great villain. He's just this cocky jerk, basically. That's just I don't know, let's fight, and then it'll blow up the planet if you lose. Why not just blow up the planet? And he's like, no, I gotta feed my ego. That's so cool. That's such a cool concept.
It's very Dragon Ball as well. So, are there any characters that are not in the game currently that you would like to see in the game?
Yeah, I want to see what's his name, General Tao, from Dragon Ball.
Oh. Okay. I'm halfway through. That's the only one. I'm still halfway through Dragon Ball.
So he was also in the Cell games for a little bit. I want to see him because he rides a log, and I think I really want Log Trap.
Okay.
I want to see him. I want to see Master Roshi.
Yeah.
I want to see 17.
Yeah.
Vidal, which I already mentioned. They're not gonna put Chi-Chi in the game. And then really, I want Zarbon. I want Zarbon really bad.
Why? What's the? I don't understand why people love Zarbon.
Oh, I think he's whack, but I think the game really needs more technical characters. And to me, Zarbon would be a stance character because he has 2 forms, right?
Okay.
So I want a character that switches game plans. I do a level 1 super and now I'm big Zarbon. Oh, I'm not. Okay, now I'm stylish Zarbon.
Got it.
I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
If they put him in as beautiful Zarbon or whatever he's called, and then he does a super and turns into big Zarbon, and then he goes back, I don't want that.
Okay.
He has to be technical. I think the game needs more technical characters. Yeah.
You've seen the leaks, right? The data mining leaks for season 1 and season 2. Well, I don't know. Season 2, I'm not sure about, but season 1 looks pretty legit. Are you excited for any of those characters, like the Vegetos of this world, or the Fuse Zamusa? Can't never say his name. Zamusu, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Super yet,
Base
but something
Goku, Base Vegeta, Android 17 Tournament of Power, Cooler is in there as well.
I really don't care about any of those characters.
Yeah.
17 is cool.
17, yeah.
He's cool, but I don't care. I'm super not into any of those. I don't know. It's just a bunch of dudes that fight.
Right.
None of them are have interesting mechanics at the base level. It's they're just gonna punch and
They
kick.
definitely need more female characters. I'm definitely excited at this idea that Videl is coming. I really hope she is.
I hope so too. I think it'd be a mistake not to have more female characters.
Yeah.
I just want more characters that do more things than they're punch men. I don't want any more punch men.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. General fighting games coming up. So, is there anything that's catching your eye that's coming and you're like, I might delve into that, play it seriously or whatever?
Nope. I am Dragon Ball 100%.
So not like BlazBlue Cross Tekken, not like Arika's new game, not like the new.
BlazBlue Cross Tekken.
God damn it! God damn it!
That would be
God
hype.
damn it!
No. I take it back. If they do BlazBlue Cross Tekken, I'm 100% in there. That game sounds hype.
I can't believe I leaked it. I can't believe I leaked it.
It's okay. You can edit that out.
I leaked it. Not the new Smash game.
No.
Everyone keeps talking about that.
I know. I'm not a Smash player. I'm not. I enjoy Melee like for fun, but I could never take it seriously. Cross Tag Battle, I'm not gonna play. I escaped the curse of BlazBlue. I'm not going back.
Okay.
But when it was announced and I saw Narukami come on screen at Evo, I literally threw my phone on the ground and screamed. Because I love Persona that much, but my love is in Dragon Ball now.
Okay.
Nothing can take away from that.
That's awesome. Talking about general video games. Do you have time for general video games? Do you play them? And if you do, what are some of your favorites?
I've been weirdly getting into Elder Scrolls Online,
Oh.
which is weird because everyone said that game's garbage,
Oh. Okay.
and it's not. I don't know if they fixed it,
Okay.
but I don't play it like an MMO because I don't have time in my life for that anymore. But yeah, it's fun just going around and playing like online Skyrim and just doing things and doing quests. Like it's a fun time waster. I like time waster games.
Do you do that on stream, or do you just do it to unwind, or?
I just do it to unwind. Like when I'm had a busy day and like, I get home at like 8 and I'm like, yeah, it's too late to stream. I'm just gonna mess around on Elder Scrolls for like 3 hours and go to bed. Like it's a nice de-stressor. Other than that, I play the games that come out that everyone likes. I played Celeste. I played Nier.
Do you have a favorite of all time?
Favorite all-time game? Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yes.
Okay.
The game's hype. The game's really, really good.
Okay.
You're looking at me like you've never played it.
No, I've never played it.
Oh, you're making a mistake.
I never even heard of it.
What?
I mean, I can't tell you why. I'm sure I get a lot of
Have you played Final Fantasy before?
Back in the day, like I'm a little bit older than you, so like I played Final Fantasy when it was on the SNES. That was like my Final Fantasy experience, and I always enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't follow it all the way through the years.
So Tactics was like a PS1 game, like pretty early on. I think like 97. Is that early? Might be. But I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I love Final Fantasy 6 or 3 in the US. But Tactics is incredible. It's incredible. I'll show you a video after this is over.
Well,
yeah, you'll see what it's like. It's not like other Final Fantasy
I'm sure
games.
people will tell me all about it in the comments.
Yeah. They'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they'll be like, what the hell, Mark? So your life. There's a little window into your life outside of video games, outside of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, is there, what else do you get up to? Like, movies, I don't know, sports, gym, like concerts. Like, what are you interested in?
None of those. So I don't watch TV or movies. I go to the gym, but I'm not very good at it.
No, you're not very good at the gym.
I'm not very good at the gym.
There is such a thing as being good at the gym.
No, I'm not good at going to the gym. Is the
Oh,
problem.
okay,
When I get there, I can run pretty well. I'm okay at sports, but no, I'm a graphic designer, so I make art a lot. So like I would say 10 hours a day I design, and then 6 hours I do whatever. So to me, that's my recreation and my job. Where like, oh, I'm home from work, I'm gonna design a book cover. I'm gonna work on my website. I'm have this cool idea I'm gonna do. So being an artist and playing Dragon Ball is actually a weird competing priority thing. And I'm still at a point in my life, and I'm not sure which one to pursue like really hard, because I'm good at what I do in both Dragon Ball and graphic design. But like, how do I excel in either or is like a constant internal struggle for me. Right now, I'm leaning Dragon Ball just because I'm having a lot of fun.
Trust me, that kind of question in life is never going to go away.
No, it never will. But you know what? Things will work out.
Yeah.
Things always work out.
Oh no. Yeah. They do. Final question that I always ask: is there anything that you wished I'd asked you, or something that you wanted to talk about? It can be anything.
Let's talk about being a woman in games. I think that's a fun one. I'm just gonna say this: the FGC. If you're a woman out there there we go. And you want to play fighting games, do it. I think the FGC is surprisingly extremely supportive of women, in a way that if I said that 3 years ago, I would be the most wrong person on the planet. I think that it's starting to get so much better. The addition of esports is making it a lot easier. And I think it's really interesting how accepting the community is and how everyone just wants to have a good time, especially at events. If you're in stream chat, totally different story. But stream chat's like that everywhere. Yeah. It's stream. No, but at actual events, it's awesome. I love it. There's nothing like, just go out and play. Like your locals will be accepting. If they aren't, find new locals,
Or hit Yohosie up.
or hit me up, and I'll be like, all right, here's where you go. Here's who you talk to. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's awesome. I'm glad that you said that. This has been a fantastic interview.
For sure.
I've enjoyed it, and we're going to say goodbye to these guys. See you guys.
See you guys.